Hey everyone, I had so much fun doing my last sort of drugstore try on and incorporating what worked and what didn't work, so we're gonna go with that again this time. I've not rehearsed anything, I have my products here. Today is 100% a viewer request. I've had quite a few requests over the last couple of months to do a cream product tutorial. I'm not gonna say tutorial because that would imply that I am telling you exactly how to do it. It's more like a cream product try on and demo. I had a very specific request for how to work with a set of Stila eyeshadows, which I happen to have. So that's what I'm gonna do for my eye look. Keep on watching. I'll touch on a few other products as we go through so I can hit as many requests as possible. Got the hair back. Let's go for it. So I have a clean face. I have my skincare on and my sunscreen, and that's all I have. So let's fix some things. I don't have 100% cream products. Obviously, 100% of anything is never a good thing. So let's start with the basics, which is what I do pretty much every day for some color correcting and brightening, which is a peach toned concealer. Instead of taking up too much time telling you everything, I will list it on the screen and or put it in the description box in the order in which it is applied on my face. I do have a stick foundation, and this was a taking one for the team, and look what I did to this. I feel terrible. I put the cap back on when it was fully extended and I smushed it, and this was a $80 foundation. Ouch. I'm gonna have to dab it on instead of drawing it on because I really did a number on it. So I basically dab it all over, and then I kind of work it into the skin with more of a dense brush. Another way to work it in would be with a beauty blender. Doesn't have a lot of slip, so if you want it to shear out a little bit and a little more slip, then I would definitely recommend putting this on with a damp beauty blender and not a brush. But I like the ease of a brush. This is a very high coverage foundation, but I'm gonna add a little bit of concealer for demo purposes. My all-time favorite concealer, stick concealer, one of my all-time favorite concealers is the Clé de Peau concealer in the stick form. However, I am to the nub. I do have what is allegedly a dupe. It's by the brand Shiseido. I don't know why I'm holding this up. It's by the brand Shiseido, which is actually the parent company to Clé de Peau. So it's very similar, and I have a full stick of it. So let's give this a go. I have a little bit of redness. And I have found when using stick concealer, I'm not gonna say tutorial, my advice, how about that? My personal experience is that it blends in best when tapping it in with your finger. Just the warmth of your skin tends to blend it in the best. Next is bronzer. Now I don't have a cream bronzer. The bronzer I love, it's more of a contour, so we're gonna kind of fudge and use it a little bit as both, is this guy. You've seen me use this a ton. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand Easy Contour. I just kind of suck it in and follow, Charlotte says follow the hollow, but follow the shadows on my face where my cheekbone is or should be. And I follow kind of the jawline there, again, where it should be. And kind of, this is more to bronze up around there, and then I am going to contour my nose. Very lightly. I'm going to do a little bit under my bottom lip. Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the monitor and it's just ridiculous looking. And I just pounce it first, back and forth. I'm not really trying to blend. And then I sort of pounce it. I don't really, if I wasn't on top of cream foundation, I would go in circular motions, but because this is cream foundation and it will move if you rub, I kind of pounce up. I do a little circular up here. I don't care if it moves as much, but more pouncing when I'm working with cream foundations. It just doesn't really set on my face like a liquid would. But I'm not being as precise with it because I kind of want to have it do double duty and be a bronzer and a contour. Up here, I don't mind because I'm trying to blend it into my hairline and there's really not foundation all the way up here. So I don't mind going back and forth as much. But on the big areas of my face, I would definitely mind if my foundation moved. And we're gonna pounce around here. Because again, if I wiped off all my foundation on my nose, it would look a little odd. It already looks odd. We don't need to make it worse. Same with here. Once I get it kind of blended in, then I can move it down. I'm gonna show you one more place that I sometimes put it, and especially because I'm gonna be working with creamish, liquidy shadows, I'm gonna do it here too. I'm gonna contour my eye socket. And I'm gonna use a much smaller brush, a Real Techniques brush. I don't even know if they still make this one. I hope they do. It's a great brush. And this is a really easy way if you just want to do like a no makeup look. Looks like I have some leftover glitter in there. Sort of gives some definition to the eyes. So for highlighter, I actually have this guy. This is from Wander Beauty. One side is Nude Glow and one side is Bare. It's a very subtle highlighter. Again, my advice when layering all this cream stuff is not swipe. Do not swipe, because you'll swipe it right off. Again, you can go back with more of a brush and pounce, or you can use your finger. I'm gonna stick with the brush. Then for blush, I want to show you another product that I've actually used before that I really enjoy. It's the Julep, I think it's called Cream to Powder Stick Blush, and this is in the shade Golden Guava. I like to warm it up on the back of my hand a little bit. Like I said, especially if I'm going over a cream product, so I don't drag it. I'm gonna go back with that same brush. It just has just the right density for this kind of product. Look at that, it's so easy. Yes, you could use your fingers, but I feel like in this case with the color product, it just picks up too much of the product. So I like blending it in, or blending it out, I should say, with the brush. I like smiling when I do it because it makes the skin go a little more taut. As you age, you know, you lose that elasticity and it just blends a little bit better when the skin is tighter. You can see it layers really nicely. It's a much softer look. It's a lot more natural, even though there's a ton of product on my face. I feel like it looks pretty natural for what it is. However, I have to set this. There's no way I can go on from here without setting, just because it's so emollient. Just lint flying by is gonna stick to my face. So just using my usual stuff to set under the eyes. Then I'm just going really quickly with a fairly light hand over everything else with translucent setting powder. This also prevents creasing. And then I want my stuff to last longer as well. So I am gonna go over the bronzer with a little bit of powder bronzer. This is a newer brush from BK Beauty. It's a bigger, wider brush, and it allows for less precise application. I am gonna go over the blush a little bit, just a little more blush. Then we're gonna move on to the eyes. Got my eyebrows on. Now, I have shown how to do this. I will tag it up there and put it in the description box. Normally what I do is a full-on neutral eye with a powder eyeshadow palette. The one that I use the most is the Too Faced Natural Matte palette, but any formula that you like is great. And then I just pick one of my favorite lid shadows, either from this collection. I usually reach for one of the Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know why I'm holding them like this, one of the Charlotte Tilbury cream shadows. I have stick shadow, any of my favorites. I'll list them in the description box, and I usually just put it right across the lid, right on top of the powder, and I'm good to go. But today I want to try something different and do a full look with just the Stila shadow. So let's see how that goes. So I think I'm going to start with the lid. So we're going to take the shade Kitten right here, and we're going to draw that where we want it, all over the lid. Start close to the lash line. And because I have small hooded eyes, I'm actually going to pull it up higher and put it all the way to the socket line. That's the actual shape of where the lid goes. Using a clean, kind of synthetic brush, so it's easier hopefully to clean, I'm gonna rub those edges in and then pat it down. I like this application method because with the doe foot applicator, you can feel where your socket line is. You can get a really precise application. It's a lot more user-friendly and more forgiving than any of the other, even the stick kind of crayon or the moussey stuff that comes out of a pot. Now, the request that I got was from someone who's going to a fancy evening event, so she really wants to play it up a little bit more, so let's add more. I'm gonna take more of a medium tone shade, and I'm gonna go on the outer third of the eye. It's just a little bit deeper, but not a lot. Pull that up to the crease, just a little bit. Gently pat that on. Now, if you're a deeper skin tone, you might want to use this shade, it's Jezebel, all the way across your lid. It's entirely up to you. If that's the case, you may want to do this shade that I'm just putting on the outer corner, Jezebel, all the way across your eye, and then use the first shade, Kitten, as an accent in the middle or as an inner corner accent. This is still pretty tame. This is still, I could wear this during the day, going to wear it during the day, no problem. But we're gonna bring it up another level. I'm gonna take the deepest one I have. It is the color Twig. I'm actually gonna scrape a little bit off on the sides here, just in case. I'm gonna add just a little bit on the outer V. Still using that same brush. I'm gonna pat. And I'm gonna pull it up, because you can really blend it while it's still wet, but you don't have a lot of time. It does dry pretty quickly. If you want it darker, you just keep adding more and building it up, and you can deepen that up and darken it up as much as you want. I'm gonna finish the other eye and we'll get on with the rest of this look. As I promised, I would show you what happens when it doesn't come out exactly the way you want. This is a very shimmery look. There's a way to offset that. You can either grab your bronzer, or this is when it's nice to have a powder one around. Grab a neutral transitional brown and throw that in the crease. And remember, like I said earlier in the video, 100% of anything is not a good thing. I truly believe it's better to mix it up a little bit. I also think it's nice to blend everything out with, a skin tone powder all around the edges as well. One more thing before we move on to lips is I didn't do anything under my eyes, and I could have grabbed one of the Stilas and really carefully gone underneath. That's pretty hard. This is where I think stick eyeshadow comes in really handy, and I have to say the Laura Mercier or the Lancome, I have both, the stick eyeshadows are incredible. And they do not budge. I think they perform better than traditional eyeliner. If you're gonna run them under the eye, they're not gonna come off until you grab an oil-based makeup remover. So if you have issues with if you do eyeliner under your eye, if you have issues with that smudging or running down your face, grab one of these instead. I'm sort of debating between the Laura Mercier and the Lancome. I think I'm gonna go with the Laura Mercier just because I have a cocoa that isn't so shimmery and I have so much shimmer going on right now. So I'm just running cocoa very lightly. I'm just dotting it really underneath the eye, and then with more of a pencil brush, gonna smudge that out for a more dramatic look. To balance this all out, I'm gonna slap on as much mascara as physically possible, and then we'll do lips. To finish it off, I'm grabbing one of my favorite stick lip crayons. This is an oldie but a goodie from NARS. It is their satin lip pencil in, I don't know how to pronounce this, Rikugen, I don't know. It's tiny little, pretty neutral. I did just come back from getting my hair done, so I did not do this. So don't ask me, if you like it, don't ask me how to do this. I don't know either. Just call my hair salon and make an appointment with Elizabeth, my new hairstylist. Anyway, so this is how I would incorporate doing all cream liquid products. I don't think all of anything is a good idea. I think moderation is the key. So a little bit of powder is a good idea. One, to avoid stickiness and creasing and to balance things out a little bit. Those are just my general tips. If you have your own tips that you would like to share, please feel free to do so in the comments. This is not a one-sided thing. This is a community, so please let's keep that discussion going in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to see more makeup videos from me. I enjoy doing them. I am originally a YouTube beauty person. That's why I started making these videos. I feel like we've come so far from playing with makeup on YouTube. You just don't see people doing it anymore, and I miss it. Thank you so much for spending way too much time with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.